Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Steve.
And it's Ricky.
And welcome to the Two Broke Gamers podcast.
What up, y'all?
We talk about games and stuff. Game news, game stuff.
Yeah.
But we're too broke to actually play the games.
Most of the time.
Some of the time.
Yeah. Except for one of the main games, of course, we're going to talk about.
And one of the main games, which I guess that means we're just going to go right into it.
Hell yeah.
We're basically going to already have this game.
But at this point, yeah.
We have already pre-ordered it. We're going to be first in line. Like, I'm getting up
first in line the next day.
Yeah, right. I'm going to be first in line. I'm ready to go.
Hell yeah.
And that's, of course, the Super Smash Brothers 3DS.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Of course.
Now, the funny thing with that is it's already out in Europe, even though it's supposed to come out the same day as North America, October 3rd. But Europe always just releases it early. Like, they just do. And it happened with a few other games. It even happened, namely, with another Nintendo game, Mario Kart 8, where it just came out. And, you had it in advance. People were playing it online and everything. It's just like whatever at this point. Everybody's breaking street date.
Yeah, everyone breaks the street date. It's. I've seen some also things of the English version. People already playing English version.
Yeah.
So, hey.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah, it's whatever. But like I would with the conspiracy theories that I've always had against Nintendo and Sakurai hating,
hating America for breaking street date and leaking everything.
Yeah, so they're just holding it back. I would love to say that, but I know I can't because I'm not stupid either. I know exactly what's going on. But Nintendo World's doing something crazy in the city where on Thursday, which I mean, by the time you hear this, it's already like past. But the Thursday, the 3rd, the 2nd. In Nintendo World at 8 o'clock at night is allowing people to buy the game already. And there's already a line there. I saw like one of the last like pictures I can see before recording the show, and it was it's quite a line.
It is. It's a very long line.
Yeah, and I've seen a line comparing it. Like I've seen the Hyrule Warriors line, because apparently there was a line there only because they had a special pre-order, or not a special pre-order. They only had a special edition that was only available in Nintendo World in the city, and in New York City. I have to remember I'm not regional. We're global.
Yeah, we are not regional.
Yeah. So and there was like 500, 600 people online, and I think they only had 400.
I think there
copies?
was 600 people in line, and there was 500 copies of this special edition.
Yes, and the line was for ridiculous, only because that special edition
was a scarf.
That's it. That's all they had.
You got a scarf. You waited online for a scarf.
Yeah, that's I don't know if I could do that for a scarf. I would understand for Smash Bros. Because I mean, who wouldn't want to play Smash Bros. ahead of time?
Just a little early.
Yeah, especially 8 o'clock to midnight. Like, you're definitely getting the game, and you're definitely playing it that night. And there's already a patch, apparently. Like, you can't play this game until you get the patch. Like, especially online, because it's already 1.0.2. So,
but and I are pretty sure that's the Peach fix.
Yeah.
For English versions.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, this game's big, but we're gonna get it. Like, I think like one of the last few people that are gonna get it.
Yeah, we're gonna be first in line of the people who are getting it late.
Yeah, basically, because we reserved our copies at Best Buy
for that coin, of course.
Yeah, of course. And we had to get the Smash coin, and but that was the thing too. I thought it was gonna be kind of worth it, but then you see like everybody's gonna get it early and everything. I was like, oh, I don't know how many people actually reserved the game then.
Let's put it this way: I'm playing the game. I don't care when I get it.
Yeah, exactly. Like at this,
so I'll get it a little after you. Whatever. Guess what? I get to sleep. Ha.
Yeah, exactly. I can still kick ass. Come on now.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna go online though. Well, actually, I should ask you, what are you going to do when you get the game?
Sleep. No. I'm going to lock the characters first.
Okay.
I'm going to do my one stock run off the side until I unlock 130 matches of that to unlock all the characters.
Yeah.
And then after that, we'll see.
Now, I think I'm just going to play the game. Like, go from easy to hard to, like, whatever character. Just mess around every character. Of course, unlock every character, because that's really the big goal. You want to get every character first, too. And then just kind of play with the game and just go online from time to time and see, how other people are playing. And play for fun mode, play for glory mode, play every single mode.
You don't play for fun mode. Stop it.
I will. I'll play for fun mode.
Stop it. You don't play for fun. You play for glory. But no, yeah, like I said, I'm going to unlock all the characters. I might mess around with Smash Run for a little bit. See if I can unlock what I can unlock with the custom movesets.
Yeah, that's the big thing with Smash Run. Yeah, the custom moves.
So I'm going to mess around with Smash Run for a little bit. And then, I don't know. When I'm bored with that, then I'll go online, do some For Glory.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to do for fun. For fun's whack.
Oh, of course. When we play as online friends and whatnot, you could play any stage, and you could
Yeah,
play
that's,
with the whatchamacallits, the platforms and stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if any of my friends want to play. I'll play them. That'd
Dude,
be
I'm
fun too.
down. You know that.
Of course, but you'll be at work.
Well, maybe depending.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be playing this shit like every night. I am definitely gonna be playing it every night or
Yeah.
something.
I will be playing it a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know if you're gonna know life it like Pokemon or if, I don't know.
We may see. we may. I may.
I have a feeling that I'm gonna have like almost all the unlocked characters, and Steve's gonna have all of them by the time we meet again, like in person.
No, I think you'll have them all.
I don't know. We'll see. Because I hear it's easy to unlock them. It just takes a little bit of time, but like maybe a couple of hours, like max. Like I think like 4 hours you can unlock every character or something like that.
All you need to do is play 130 versus matches with one stock, run off the side, literally.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Like you could lose 130 matches and still unlock all the characters.
Whatever. I don't know, man. I haven't really looked into it. I saw a lot of the spoilers, but then for, I guess, unlocking characters, I just was like, let me get surprised. I don't know. I'm weird.
That's
like
one
that.
way to do it.
Yeah.
You can also unlock all the characters through the classic mode.
Yeah, I definitely would play classic mode. I gotta play the hell out of that. Why not?
Classic mode's cool.
Gotta play Master Hand, Crazy Hand, the other thing that comes. I forgot the hell it's called.
Smash Core.
Master Core, yeah, whatever.
Master Core. I don't know what it's called, whatever. But I'm definitely so excited for this game.
Hype. The hype is real.
My voice may not seem like it because I don't get really excited, but
and Steve and I are gonna try to settle it in Smash.
Yeah, did you see those commercials? Those commercials were awesome.
Yeah, they are. The Donkey Kong one is the one that kills me the most. The dude in the back of the bus, that kills me every time. I don't know why. He's like, like I don't know. He just stomps and everything. I was just I love it.
Settle it in Smash. Like yes.
We're gonna try to settle it in Smash. We might try some video for the first time in our lives.
Might try video. If nothing, you'll at least get cool audio.
Cool audio of us playing.
Cool audio of us playing.
Who wants to see that?
Who wants to listen to that?
I know.
That'd be cool.
I don't know. Well, we'll try it out. We'll try something. You got to see our skills or lack thereof. Who knows? But sticking with Smash Bros. A little bit, and on the technical side, Sakurai had actually finally broke down what it is, because there was a new Famitsu magazine where Sakurai was answering some questions from a lot of the fans, and somebody had asked him about what's up with the the Circle Pad Pro, the actual edition that comes with the 3DS that gives you another Circle Pad, and why wasn't that in the game? Is like, duh, like I want to use the C stick, I want to be able to C smash, whatever. And he said it by saying supporting the CCP, or the Circle Pad Pro, requires some of the CPU's processing load. From the information received during the development of Kid Icarus Uprising, another game he made, of course, this is quite a large load at around 5%. Kid Icarus Uprising and the Smash both use the maximum capability of the device, which we both kind of figured.
Yeah.
So we had to abandon the idea of CCP support. The new 3DS. We were able to support the C-Stick as a processing power is increased, and it is not a peripheral device. So, there you go. There's your explanation.
I see. So, basically, the Circle Pad Pro is not supported because it can't.
Yeah.
It is physically unable to happen.
Yeah, and that's why that new 3DS is going to come out, which, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, hardware-wise, but it got me to thinking, because I was thinking about like a little bit further about that, and because apparently Smash 4 is the 3DS version, and for some reason Smash 5 is going to be the Wii U version, even though they're supposed to be the same game, which I'm confused about. But I want to like kind of reflect on that, because I don't get the sense of that. And Sakurai is referring to it as, Smash 4, the fourth version of that game is going to be the 3DS, and 5 is going to be that, which kind of makes me concerned about Smash 6, because Smash 6 is supposed to come out next year. Now, before I get into that, it's strange to me, because how is it that Street Fighter 4 was released for, every console, PC, and the 3DS? But it's not like it wasn't Street Fighter 4 on the PS3 and Street Fighter 5 on the 3DS.
Yeah.
It was the same game, except for different controls and stuff. I don't get why. I mean, granted, there's slight differences in each game, and, the 3DS to the Wii U, but the character is the same. The character roster is the same, and you can do about the same moves. I don't get why there has to be a differentiation of 4 and 5, and why that's not specific even in the title.
Oh, I have no idea.
So, and where I'm going with this is, the Smash 6 thing. Now, if there's going to be a Smash 6, like next year, what if it's adding the characters that they couldn't add for the 3DS version because of the hardware restrictions of the
What
3DS?
if it's a new 3DS exclusive game where you have the Ice Climber? And you have I don't know. I think we're the only ones that were kind of cut.
Yeah, Ice
They were the
Climbers
only ones that were cut because of limitation.
Yeah, but then if they were the only ones, who else could have like not been able to handle the 3DS? Like, were there other characters that
Well,
they had to
people
cut?
were always rumoring about the chorus group, which maybe that's 3 characters
Yeah,
that, you know.
Ridley.
Ridley. Maybe, yeah, he's so big, he's so crazy.
He needed his own 3DS.
He needed his own 3DS, right? But, yeah, definitely, that would be interesting. Maybe Smash 6 is just the DLC cartridge.
Yeah, but you know what though too? Even if they do that, okay, like you have the Smash 2DS cartridge that could work for the new 3DS and the old 3DS. At this point, the old 3DS, I guess. So, and you could just download a patch, but you might have to pay a little bit more for the actual Smash 6, which is only a few characters and a bunch of stages or whatever the case may be. Do you see it working that way? Because then if it's Smash 6, you have 2 different Smash versions in the 3DS. What happened to the Wii U version? Is it just that definitive version that's just going to get added on and added on and added on?
Well, maybe it's Smash 6 and Smash 7, and you'll have Smash 6, which is the new 3DS exclusive, and Smash 7 will be another Wii U game.
I don't know. It's just weird, especially because I had thought about that earlier today. I'm like, wait, what? The Smash 6, they refer to that. How does that fit? And I don't know if that even makes sense, what I just said. I wanted to put that out there, but, I wanted to see what you thought.
I guess right now it's speculation. You just gotta see how it goes.
Yeah, this is the...
Who knows? Smash 6 might not even be a real thing.
Yeah, it might be just DLC.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it. We'll see. We'll see with time, I guess.
That's my thought on speculation and rumor and such. The way I'm interpreting it. Now, sticking with some of the hardware stuff, apparently Sakurai was asked questions about the separation of characters, where Zelda would turn into Sheik and Samus would turn into Zero Suit Samus, things like that. And Sakurai again had to reiterate about it's due to the 3DS's limitations. He said it was impossible to have both characters exist together as one on the 3DS. However, reaching that limit can sometimes lead to good directions. Transforming characters had a drawback of ambiguous tactics and such. And I believe they have become more fresh now. So there you go.
Yes.
But it's strange because, okay, now you have more characters in the roster, sure.
Well, I like them separate better, to be honest with you.
I mean, it's been like that since Project M, even though, yeah, it's not an officially supported Smash version, but the Smash community loves it, and Nintendo's kind of keeping an eye on it.
Zelda and Sheik were still together.
No, they were separate in Project M.
Yeah, but you could still transform between them. Yes, you could.
No, you couldn't.
Yes, you could.
Down B?
Yes.
For Project M?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
That's weird. No.
Yes, you could. So I know it wasn't a break for you guys, but it was a break for us. I had to prove Ricky wrong and tell him and show him that Sheik and Zelda do, in fact, transform into each other.
I really
they're
forgot
separate they're separate on the character screen, but they transform.
That's so weird. I don't know, man. I haven't really played Project M in quite a while, but I never really played those characters anyway, so I didn't really care about the transformation. I assumed, just like the 3DS version and Project M, they had separate boxes. They couldn't transform into each other.
Nope. They can.
Yeah, so apparently 3DS is preventing that. Unless maybe the new Smash 6 will allow transformations. Oh, no, probably not.
I don't know.
Smash 7, all the transformations are back.
At this point, they might as well keep everybody separate.
Yeah, I know. Now, there's still a lot of glitches that people are finding in Smash 3DS. A lot of them having to do with Yoshi. Kind of sad. Like Yoshi turning ginormous and, his egg throwing, super dash and vanishing skills. Like, apparently there was one I just saw a little while ago where D1 was showing, shouts to D1, I guess. But he showed how if you grab the ledge and then you head up B and then you throwing some eggs, you can magically, no matter where you're on the stage, transform back to the ledge and grab the ledge again. Like, it was some weird, vanishing, transforming thing. I don't know what the hell happened. A Gordo gets stuck to DDD and he can't do a special unless you, die. There's just so many glitches, and we'll link you to this article that basically has all of them. One of my favorite ones was the Mario cape, where somebody was trying to do a cape on the villagers' side special, side B, which was the Lloyd. The Lloyd that you shoot at them, that shoots out at people and it's like a rocket. And someone, somehow found out that when you tried to cape the blast, not even the actual Lloyd itself, but the
explosion.
Yeah, you actually like max out to like 999 and get knocked off the stage immediately.
Mario does?
Yeah.
Ha. That's funny.
Yeah, and
Let's try that out. You could actually probably test that out in the demo.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because those characters are both available.
Mm-hmm.
Although at this point, the game's coming out anyway.
It's coming out, so it doesn't even matter. And this sudden death that really like intrigues me the most, and it's really hard to explain, so you got to see a video on that. I think sort of like the giant Yoshi, where somebody was playing classic mode and just kept eating Yoshi and like turning him into an egg, but then for some reason he kept growing and growing and growing to a point where he basically fit the stage and died because he was at the edge of the stage.
Which ironically, when you eat them, you still need to hit the right hitbox though.
Yeah, that's true.
So even though he's growing, it doesn't make it any easier.
No, it doesn't.
That's funny though.
There's people already figuring that out. The other thing too about the 3DS when it comes out is just the fact that how many people are going to be going through the 3DSs, man. Like I understand like people are all about the flick method, which I think is just dumb because it's just gonna mess. That's guaranteed to break off your stick on a 3DS. I don't care. I'm not doing any flicking of that. But it supposedly makes smashing a lot easier because it's kind of tough working without a C stick in this game because you got to do your smashes manually. But when it comes to a tilt versus a special and then turning into a smash, it's I mean not a special. I'm sorry. When you're doing a tilt and then doing a smash, it sometimes the inputs don't read correctly. So you're sometimes doing tilts when you don't want to, and then you're doing smashes when you didn't want to.
Yeah. Something I got to just deal with for now.
Yeah, for now. I can't wait for that other one, but the new 3DS.
Yes, you have your little C stick.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, besides that, final word on Smash, we're gonna play the hell out of that game.
Yes.
I
cannot wait.
Yeah, seriously. And we're gonna show off our Smash coins, I think, on Twitter.
Cool, man.
We're gonna take pictures of the line, or I'm
gonna be Instagramming the whole thing. I'm gonna be taking pictures everywhere. Which my Instagram and my Twitter, they're connected. So if you follow me on Twitter or Instagram,
What is it, Steve?
My Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh, my personal Twitter is Steve B Agilism, AGILISM.
Why is that?
It's just it's a word I made up.
Damn it. I don't have an Instagram, so if I do it, I'm at TEH_Rick or the misspelled.
That's my Twitter. My Instagram is Agilism SB.
Oh, okay.
My initials.
Yeah.
At the end of there. It's Steve B. My initials.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm gonna post pictures of the pending. I don't know if there's gonna be a line or not. I don't know if people were that enthused by an actual coin that they decided to reserve the game. I don't know, but we're definitely doing it for the coin, and we're gonna be playing it all day while everybody's asleep. We're gonna be up playing it, basically. And if everybody gets out of school, most of the school kids, because everybody, all those young kids and all those college kids.
I was that kid though. Like back in the day, I would have skipped school to get the game. To be honest with you.
See, I didn't do that, man. I waited till I don't know when the hell I got games. I think I got games late, or I just got it as like a birthday gift.
No, what would have happened was I would have been like, "Yo, mom, it's a Friday. It don't matter. Take me to get my game." And she'd be like, "Okay." My mom is the best. Thank you, mother.
Nice.
But yeah, that's how that goes.
Hell yeah, and we're definitely gonna talk the hell out of that game next week. That's for damn sure.
Yes, we will be going ins and outs and everything. And like I said, we're gonna try to play a game for you guys. See how it works out.
Hell yeah, and also a review.
Sure.
Hell yeah, do a review.
Amazing. So moving on from Smash, let's talk about something else because this show does have other news other than Smash.
Of course. Well, apparently there was an indictment done from the Department of Justice in the U.S. From a bunch of hackers. This is a major thing that happened a couple of years ago, and or actually, I think, a couple of years ago. That now there are 4 people charged in total. So there was a bunch of hackers basically that hacked a bunch of gaming companies like Blizzard and Valve, to name a few, because there was other ones like THQ and a bunch of other things. And this guy like Super Day and like a bunch of other people who were actually working with the hacker, because he was mainly from Australia. The other guys were like from Canada and the US or whatnot. And these guys had, mainly one of them basically hacked into some of their servers. Like for example, the company that released Gears of War, he hacked into their consoles, or not? He hacked into their systems, got the game like a year before it was actually even released in any form, and played it. But he never sold it But the thing that really like was the big thing was the fact that they somehow convinced Xbox or Microsoft to send out an Xbox One development kit, and they were able to actually sell it for like $5,000 on eBay.
Wow.
Yeah. Which there's other things that go on. There's a huge breakdown of what actually happened and stuff. Like it's very long, the Department of Justice's like description was crazy. But according to them, the Department of Justice said that it seized over like $620,000 in cash from these guys and other proceeds related to the charged conduct. And they said the value of the intellectual property and other data that the defendant stole, as well as the costs associated with the victim's response to the content, is estimated to range between $100 and $200 million.
Jeez. That's a lot.
The two hackers of the group who pled guilty to commit for conspiracy to commit fraud will face up to 5 years in prison and a potential fine of at least $250,000.
Man, damn.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
Mm-hmm.
5 years in prison just to get some video games a little early.
Yeah, and
the dev kit was a little OD. It's a little much. A little much.
Yeah, and it's strange. I mean, there's more things like that. So, like he had a treasure trove like decryption keys and such like that. There was just so many different like things that I mean, this one guy or these group of guys did together to work it out. And there's even a story. I think even Kotaku had like an exclusive story. They interviewed the actual dude before he got arrested. Like a year or so ago, when he described the story of hacking into Blizzard stuff and the other companies back in like as early as 2011 into 2012. So, yeah, this has been going on for a little bit, and I guess they're charged and indicted and such. I mean, he even hacked into like an army's the Zombie Studios, which was making a simulation game for the army as a training game. It's an army Apache training. Apache helicopter training software.
Damn.
Yeah, they got all that.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Like, oh man, I mean, it's kind of big. I wish we could break it down a little bit more, but it would take up at least like maybe a good like 20 minutes of just breaking down what they did. This is just a skimming of the surface of what happened. If you wanted to check it out, we'll definitely link it to the whole, if not the whole, report or the whole Department of Justice's like summary. At least the articles that break it down a little smaller to what it is.
Yeah.
Speaking of like illegal stuff.
Illegal stuff.
Well, there was this Retro N5. It's this console that came out that I think was like,
right, this.
Yeah, I think it came out, I believe, at some point this year. Was it last year? I don't even remember now. And it was a thing that had 5 ports for it emulates 5 different consoles at least, maybe more. To play these old school retro games like the NES, Super Nintendo, Genesis, Master System, Famicom, the Game Boy, Advanced Game Boy, Game Boy Color, whatever. And you can play them on your high definition TVs. So, and this was a cool like type of invention, except I thought it was overpriced, but I don't know, whatever. People loved it. And I know people had bought it and such like that, but
it sounds really cool.
It does sound really cool, but they used some emulation or emulators that were open source that they weren't supposed to use in their console. Like they use open source emulators FCEUMM for NES games, VBA Next for Game Boy Advance games, and the problem with that is the fact that, like I said, they're open source, so they're not supposed to be sold for profit.
Exactly, which means that they're supposed to be given out for free.
Yeah.
And this guy was selling it, or they were selling this thing
with those emulators
with
inside.
the emulators inside.
Mm-hmm.
When you shouldn't.
Yep.
And that's why it's illegal.
Mm-hmm. In some way, I don't know what's gonna happen with that. I don't think anything has come from that yet. But it has these open source emulators inside. It's like, wait, so isn't there something gonna happen? Like this is wrong.
Yeah.
You're stealing somebody else's thing that they made for free for profit.
Pretty much.
But I don't know,
Sue them.
I don't know, because here's the thing about emulation and such. It's tricky because I don't think the emulators themselves are illegal. I think they're like because the emulators themselves are not illegal as far as I know, but I know the actual ROMs get tricky because they are illegal unless you own them or something like that. But I think they're either just illegal anyway because they're actually you made a copy of the game, and no matter what, making a copy that's
still piracy.
Yeah, piracy in some way, even if it's for your own personal use, and it's a strange thing. But the emulators I don't think are illegal at all.
No, I don't think so. Because why would they be? Why would you be able to download them and like an open thing is like the Apple Store, like the Android stores. And like it's like you could download them. It's just they're like they tell you that they don't come with ROMs. They tell you it's just an emulator. Get the ROMs yourself. 'Cause that's your own problem.
Yeah, like there's some emulators. If not, there's some like even free games that are out there. They're just like if you play for this, you were scammed because this is supposed to be an open, free source like type of thing. So. I don't know. We'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, we'll keep updating this story.
Yeah, it makes me not even want to buy it. Just have emulation on my computers or something like that. But even though nothing will ever be close to the real thing now. I've tried emulation, even with like adapters for controls, even for NES, and it's like this doesn't feel the same as if I was on a CRT with the actual console. But that's just me.
Well, yeah, I've emulated Game Boy games and stuff.
Yeah.
Just because they're hard as hell. There are certain games that are really hard to find now. For Game Boy Advance and even just original DS games that you can't find. That I'm not gonna go into which ones I've played, but I'm just saying I've emulated games that I physically cannot find a copy of.
Yeah, well, that's the thing too. Like, I still want to be able to find a Game Boy Advance I can play because I have a Game Boy Advance SP, but the goddamn thing's too small for my hands.
I have both.
Yeah, so
I have my original Game Boy Advance and my SP.
Yeah, I want to get the original Game Boy Advance and at least get the Mario Kart game that I never played because that's the only one I never played. And I wanted to get the Zelda game on that one that I never played. Even though yes, it's on the Wii U eShop, but I think it's stupid. I don't want to play a Game Boy Advance game on my Wii U. That makes no sense. If I'm not going to be able to take it, it was made for a handheld console. Why am I not playing it on my 3DS? That makes no sense. Unless they're really hard ass about those what the hell were they called? The people who actually got the 3DS early. The ambassadors. The ambassador program where they all got Game Boy Advance games, and yet there's no Game Boy Advance games available on the eShop for the 3DS. And it's like, well, how come they get to have that? And obviously the 3DS can play these Game Boy Advance games. How come I'm not playing it? How come I have to play it on my Wii U? That makes no sense.
Maybe Nintendo's working on something for the future.
Yeah, that new 3DS. The new 3DS plays Game Boy Advance games and Super Nintendo games. It's like, no, why couldn't you do it?
Just put it in a slot. Yeah. Not be able to play them off the cartridge.
I don't know, man. I feel weird. I feel some type of way about that. But I'd rather get the original. I don't care if it's emulated on the Wii U. I'd still rather get the original. But there are just like these zombies that would just be like, "Oh, Nintendo released it. I gotta buy it." I'm not that type. I can't do that, especially when it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
A follow up from Sims 4. EA is gonna be bringing back ghosts and swimming pools free of charge.
Yay!
For free.
They should have never gotten rid of swimming pools in the first place.
Yeah, that was a big thing when they got rid of swimming pools. People are like, why? They're in every game. And they're like, well, because The Sims and SimCity, it's the same system. It's like, so make pools. Yeah. It's not that simple. Well,
it is that simple. It's been in the very first Sims you had swimming pools. Like, come on, guy. And then ghosts. Ghosts are cool.
Yeah, I don't even know why they didn't allow ghosts anymore. That was strange to me.
Ghosts allowed you to do so many weird things. Like make ghost babies. Did you know about ghost babies?
I don't know how ghost babies are.
No. Like if you were married and then the spouse died, and then the spouse came back as a ghost, you were allowed to mess around with the spouse and make a ghost baby.
That is amazing. I did not know that. But then again, I never really played The Sims that much, so that's really funny.
This is true. This was Sims 3, I believe.
Nice.
But you were allowed to have ghost babies.
Ghost babies. I hope that makes a return too.
Ghost babies. Yes.
And then one other tidbit from like last week that I didn't get to we didn't get to I wanted to bring up that Steam now allows you to play your own music. Cool. So not only can you play your music through Steam, you could actually play the music while you're playing the game, kind of like your Xbox 360 and I think the Xbox One. I don't know if the Xbox One's does it, but I don't know.
Oh, no, 360 definitely had it.
Yeah.
I don't have an Xbox One, so I couldn't tell you yes or no, but I assume why would they get rid of a feature like that?
Yeah, but I mean that's pretty cool after all these years. I mean, people probably did it anyway with the PCs because you just had to have a music player playing in the background, but now it's playing through Steam. It's like, okay, good for you.
Yeah, I just Pandora's a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I just put on a game and put Pandora on, just rocking out.
Yeah. So we'll go from those to another game, Destiny, another big game. Like, even though the loot cave is dead, there's a potential new loot cave, which is not really a cave. It's more of like a
storage closet.
Yeah, that it's basically a storage closet or like this little like thing. I don't even know what the hell would you call it. What is this?
It's like a storage closet.
Yeah, all right, basically. So
The loot closet.
So basically, you're shooting at it just like the old plot, the old cave. You get tons of loot and stuff, and yeah, there you go, new cave. And people just consider it cheating, and I'm just like, well, if you're not no-lifing it like apparently everybody else is, and you have a life, and you want to be able to level up, just as fast, because if you don't level up, you're just gonna be asked out when you're playing multiplayer. Do it. Why not? Why can't you just level up quickly?
Yeah. Yeah, why not? Whatever.
Yeah, like who cares? Like if people are getting pissed off, like, oh, this is cheating. Not really. I mean, granted, Destiny's, loot, like, getting like items and such, like system, which is so messed up, which, it was just completely random, that now they actually fixed that to make it a little easier for everybody to get items now. Because basically, I don't know if you know a lot about it. I've been told it from, public people that know, that play Destiny, where it doesn't matter how many kills you get in a multiplayer type of game. If even if you got the top, you weren't getting the best items. If you were even dead last, people dead last wouldn't even get it either. Someone randomly in the whole thing would get like the best item that you're working hard for, and yet they didn't have to do anything for it.
That's stupid.
Yeah, I think they fixed that now, but I think I heard it was like more of a pain in the ass than anything to actually like get like certain things that you wanted in order for you to build
how mediocre.
up.
How let me get the best item.
Yeah, and I don't know if Bungie did that on purpose. Like, yeah, the worst player gets the best stuff. You can beat the other guys who are better than you. I guess that's what they're aiming for, but I don't know. That seems kind of weird.
Dumb.
Yeah, but it's funny because the Destiny Loot Cave is in a tribute game. It's an online free game where you're basically... It doesn't really look like Destiny, obviously.
No, I wouldn't imagine it to.
But it's just basically you're shooting into a cave and items come out, and you level up and everything.
Wow.
So it's an online game. We probably could link it for you guys to play it. So definitely do that. Now, there was a leak found in Destiny. Yeah, there was an odd bug that... that locked the player out of all the missions while simultaneously revealing every mission on the map, which was strange. It was shown a couple of things. It was in his video, and apparently there's some new stuff, which I don't even know what the hell they are. I don't even care. Like, I don't have the game, so I don't know what any of these things mean. Bungie has confirmed it, but they said that okay, yeah, it's true. We found it. The description, the real, but they're not final. So they're still, I guess, making beta of all these DLC and add-ons, but they're not really a sure thing yet.
Okay. So they're just letting you know that DLC is coming, but we're working on it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
One more big topic that we want to talk about before we go into actual individual companies. Your favorite thing in the world, I know. We love movies, of course, right, Steve?
I love movies. I just don't like stupid movies.
Well, what about video game movies?
Video game movies have tended to be pretty stupid.
Well, here's the next latest video game movie that may be stupid.
Nope.
Tetris.
Nope.
The movie.
Nope. Nope.
Yes, that's a real thing, people. This is not April Fool's. It's not.
Well, clearly not in April.
Yeah, I know. It's not even like, this is not fake. This is for real. This wasn't an internet troll making this up. This isn't like somebody making a prank on us. This isn't a James Franco project. I don't know whatever it is.
Why is this a thing?
This is a thing. This is happening.
Why?
The team who made Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat Annihilation, which is actually the two decent gaming movies out of every single gaming movie that's come out.
Considering when they came out, I guess you can say they're decent.
Well, here's the thing. Not only that, they were actually the only ones that were accurate to the story.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Look at. You want to see a complete opposite? Let's look at Super Mario Brothers the movie.
I was
just going
to say that.
You want to talk about that? You want to talk about another direction?
Awful.
You want to talk about Resident Evil?
Resident Evil movies are cool, but
They're
they have
cool, but
nothing to do with Resident Evil.
Exactly. Look at that Final Fantasy movie, The Spirits Within.
That was fantastic. No. I mean, I watched it.
No,
I'm not going to lie to you. I did watch it.
I watched it too, and I love the movie for what it is, but it's not Final Fantasy.
Yeah, all right. You're right. I happened to be flipping through. Actually, I watched it the other night. Yeah, because I was flipping.
Really?
I was flipping through my premium channels.
Yeah,
because I have.
That's
just what I have. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And so I have HBO, Stars, Epic, all that stuff. So I just flipping through, and I was like, oh, this Final Fantasy movie's on. Let me check this out. Because I'm bored and looking for something to watch.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's not Final Fantasy. Not like I told you, I'm not even into Final Fantasy. Like not even.
But you knew that.
I know the storyline. I know the storyline of Final Fantasy. I just haven't played it. I just don't play it. But
You knew that wasn't Final Fantasy.
I was like, huh, this is a cool side story, I guess.
Yeah, it was really cool. Like, if you took out Final Fantasy from the movie and looked at it as this cool 3D animated movie that's supposed to be like real actors,
It wouldn't be so bad.
it wouldn't. And it was funny because the main female character, I forget her name right now. I think her name is Aki or something like that. She was supposed to be in in a lot more movies than just Final Fantasy. She was supposed to be a celebrity, like kind of how they like in Japan they have that girl that's like in everything. She's like in pop music. She has her own car now or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
She has her own like music out. Like she was supposed to be like that. Like she was supposed to be in multiple 3D movies, like starring with people and stuff, and that didn't really pan out so
Didn't
well.
work out so well.
But that movie was pretty cool, but it did horribly in the box office.
I didn't know it was in the box office. That to me seems like it's like a straight to DVD.
No,
kind of thing.
that was released wide.
Wow.
That was released, and it was bad.
I would imagine why.
But the Tetris movie.
Oh Jesus.
So the team behind Mortal Kombat Annihilation, they talked about it. Here's the quote. Here it is. It's a very big, epic sci-fi movie. This isn't a movie with a bunch of lines running through the page. We're not giving feet to geometric shapes. Brands are the new stars of Hollywood. We have a story behind Tetris, which will make it a much more imaginative thing.
How do you have a story behind Tetris? Are you serious?
Everyone knows that Tetris is one of the best-known, most beloved brands in the world. What everyone doesn't know yet is this epic sci-fi story that we're going to tell. That's what's really exciting.
Gooby, please.
What started as a simple computer puzzle game 30 years ago, today is part of our global consciousness, connecting people of all ages and backgrounds and feeding our innate desires to create order out of chaos. We look forward to partnering with Threshold Entertainment. Yeah, this is the quote from the Tetris company. To reimagining the common experience and bring the spectacular new Tetris universe to the big screen for the first time. In this new universe, you'll soon find out there's much more to Tetris than simply clearing lines.
Please. What is going on?
Tetris the movie.
I don't have words.
Because the only thing I could think of to compare it to is Battleship, and how like it's like, how do you make Battleship the movie? That was just
Aliens.
And it was the aliens. Like where was the aliens?
Like
in
literally,
the game?
literally that meme. Aliens.
Yeah.
Just stop.
Because aliens, man.
I don't. Tetris is literally block lines. It's blocks and lines.
Unless they're gonna maybe take from Tetris Sphere. I don't know if you remember that game from the N64, where a bunch of Tetris blocks are gonna come onto the Earth or something like that. I don't know. It's just
I just don't know what to do.
like at least
I don't know anymore.
At least with games, like as far as board games or even like games, at least like it like. I don't know, like Space Invaders could probably make sense.
You could make a game out of that. You could make even a movie rather, because it already is a game.
Yeah, or Asteroids.
Right, like you know,
that
I gotta save the world. The asteroids falling. Like, all right, cool. You could make a hour-and-a-half movie out of that.
Yeah,
somehow.
I mean, look at the board games. Like they made Clue, and that was kind of a cool movie.
That was actually I enjoy that movie.
Yeah, and then
for what it is.
Yeah, but then Tetris.
It's just lines and blocks. How do you have like we have a cool sci-fi story behind this? Like, please stop.
Are we gonna have Dr. Mario the game next after this? At least maybe you can make a story out of that.
Well, Dr. Mario is a game.
Yes, he is. Or Dr. Mario the movie. I mean to say yes, haha.
Yeah, maybe
that could kind of work.
No,
Yoshi's Cookie.
What? You know, we're done with this. What's next? What else do we have?
Microsoft stuff. We're going into Microsoft after this.
Cool.
Yoshi's Cookie the
I'm
movie.
done with Tetris the movie. I'm done with Dr. Mario the movie. Yoshi's Cookie the movie. Adventurer Toad. I don't care. We're done. Stop making video game movies that don't make sense.
Oh, Hatris. That's gonna be the sequel. So
Microsoft.
Xbox One sold in China, and I kind of felt like it could have done well in China, but then I kind of backed away from that because I saw how poorly it did in Japan. Very poorly at this point. It's selling like maybe hundreds at this point a week. Like seriously,
you bought the only copy this week.
Nice. Now in China, people actually lined up for it. Now these are of course in like big cities and such. And they're like all over like the stores. Like here's some like I'm like I don't know if, Steve, have you taken a look at some of the pictures?
That's a nice crowd.
That's a nice crowd for what it is. It's not too bad. I mean, there's a lot more people that want an Xbox One, but I think it's also because of the fact of that console ban that was done in China.
I think that has a lot to do with it too.
So people are just the first console that's officially released. Because let's not be naive. Like we both know that the other consoles were out in China. They were just bootlegged to death.
Well, they were bootlegged and they were black marketed and stuff. But
yeah,
as far as like officially releasing, it's like we're part of something.
Yeah, like when I think about the gray market of consoles, I still remember reading an article. I forgot from where they went into this spot in China that like is known for selling these games like bootlegs that they're not supposed to sell. And not only that, they actually combine the consoles. So you walk in and be like, all right, I want the Xbox 360 and my PS3 together. And they'll be like, okay, give us like a couple of days. So they took all the hardware from both consoles, put like, the disk drives and everything next to each other, like did it whatever.
You got yourself a PS1.
Yeah.
A PS360.
Yeah, PS360, yeah.
Nice.
So, and that was the thing, like it looked like a computer tower, but it had both consoles in it. And that's what it was. And they sold the games and everything. So now that they don't have to go through all the gray market, they could just go to a regular store and play the Xbox. I mean, why the hell not?
Pretty legit.
Yeah, and I don't know what the reaction was for the PS4. I don't believe the PS4 is out in China, not yet anyway. And then of course Nintendo has to answer, which they said before that they are gonna exclusively release a console just for China.
Why just for China?
I don't know. I guess it's just that different audience, because you have to remember there's billions of people in China alone. So
why don't they just release the Wii U?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know if why they have to cater to not cater, but I guess like change the demographic completely for just China.
Now I'm gonna feel some type of way.
Yeah.
What if their console's better than the Wii U?
Imagine
why can't I get this new console?
It's more powerful than the other two consoles combined.
Right. Ugh.
Yeah.
Just release the Wii U.
But now here's the thing about South Korea's release about the Xbox One. It's struggling. It's not doing so well in South Korea. So it's even the same like press event for like China, like Steve and I have seen the pictures. The one in Korea is not so much.
That one guy chilling outside.
Yeah.
No,
actually,
yeah. No, now you got like about 40 people.
40 people. Well, there's more like hundreds, like maybe 800 or a couple of hundred. But I'm reading an article from Kotaku, which had shown this stuff and compared it to like the same mall that had the Xbox. They showed it when people were there for other events, like for like the Windows 8 event, which was a much more crowded, a Monster Hunter event, which is way more crowded, and then another event that had like a boy band or something like that, one of their like local K-pop. So that was actually overcrowded.
Too many people.
Yeah, and then the Xbox One was kind of like compared to that.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, I want to see numbers. I want to see sales. I don't know what they're going to be yet, but I think the China ones look a lot positive. The South Korea ones apparently doesn't look so great.
Well, maybe next show we will have numbers for you.
Oh, yeah, I hope so anyway. Going on to Sony. Remember that game we have talked about before called, what the hell was it called?
I would remember what you told me.
The Last Guardian. Now this game.
Yes.
The Last Guardian has been in the works for the PlayStation 3.
7,000 years.
Yeah, basically, it was started on the PS3, and now it's being made for the PS4. And now Sony has actually come out and said, "All right, look, they're working diligently on the game."
Good.
So I don't know what that means.
I mean, that game had a lot of promise to it. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So. You guys finally get your Guardians game, man.
The Last Guardian.
The Last Guardian.
Yeah, it's like reminiscent of like Shadow of Colossus, I believe, or something like that. Like those type of games.
All I remember there was like a giant griffin looking thing.
Yeah.
And like the only picture ever released.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's pretty cool. Why is it not being made?
That was shown at E3, like I think when the PS3 first came out or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I
remember
a dog griffin or something. It's been so long, I don't even remember exactly what the photo was.
Yeah. Sticking with Sony, a feature that they've had, which I've used once, the PlayStation Home is closing down.
Well, I'll tell you, you've only used it once.
Oh, isn't that so sad? I mean, I guess people actually used it, so I shouldn't really make fun of it. It was basically a virtual social network. It's like basically, if you imagine Grand Theft Auto, but as a social network, maybe as a Second Life, maybe that's more of a better comparison.
Life.
You never heard of Second Life?
I know it's Second Life.
Okay, yeah, like maybe because basically it was just your avatar, and you made this person, and you had your house, which is like the Sony
like
home,
The Sims Online.
basically. But you have full control. So you can walk around with the stick, you can move stuff. You walk out of your house, you go to other places, and you party with other people who are online too, and they have their avatars, and you have conversations with them or whatnot. And people are just going to shut that down. I mean, Sony's going to shut that down.
Huh.
Yeah.
I guess it wasn't that popular, so it's not worth keeping the servers up.
I don't see. Yeah, I never really was on. Like I said, I tried it once, and I was just like, this isn't exciting. Why is this here? Why is this on my system? Like, I don't know, man. Well, here's the thing. According to the PlayStation forums, PlayStation Home will stop publishing content as of November 12th. And people will also not be able to download any more content after December 3rd. And the full shutdown is going to be taking place March 31st.
Oh, so you guys got a little bit of time left with it.
Yeah.
You guys can cope with the loss.
Yeah, I guess. But there's nothing really fun that comes out of it. Like, you don't see video highlights from the PlayStation Home. You don't see,
See me sit in that chair, bro?
Yeah.
Totally awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. I never even, searched. Like, should I search this? Like, what did
I didn't even know it existed, honestly.
Yeah,
I don't have a PlayStation, so I did not even know this existed.
Yeah. So, speaking of Sony, one last thing. Remember that dude we talked about a while back, Dan Adelman? He used to work for Nintendo.
Yes, sir. The guy who the guy who managed the independent games and stuff.
Yeah, he was the one who managed the independent communication between Nintendo and independent developers. And he was the guy that got banned from Twitter because he made a comment about region free and 3DS.
Yeah.
And the guy quit Nintendo, and now he's working for Sony. And he's also working on a PlayStation exclusive game for the PS4 and Vita called the Axiom Verge, which is basically, to put it in the best way I put it, Metroid Clone. It looks just like Metroid. And the fact that this guy's working on it, it's kind of funny to me.
He's giving everyone the game that they want.
Yeah, exactly.
Nintendo fans have been asking for Metroid games for a long time, and they gave us crap like Other M. And it was very upsetting.
Yep. Even though Nintendo's like, no, we promise we're going to make a side-scroller Metroid and a 3D Metroid. And meanwhile, these guys are making a new one. And if that sells, Nintendo's going to be pissed.
Is he going to be making this as a side-scroller or as
It's a side-scroller.
Oh, okay.
You guys want to feel old?
No.
Guess what? It had its 18th anniversary this week.
The Nintendo 64.
Yeah, the Nintendo 64.
Oh my god! I was happy when I got mine,
dude.
I think I was, how old was I? I was like 6 or something, 8, 7, 8. I don't know. Basically, I had a reaction just like that kid.
Dude,
everyone was making fun of that kid, but I picked it up and I ran around the house with it like, I got the Nintendo 64. Because I didn't speak.
I do remember getting that console for Christmas, and I probably reacted not as bad as that kid, but I knew exactly what that dude in that video felt like because it was because the N64 was like the peak out of all because the NES, you had that flat 8-bit graphics, and then the Super Nintendo had the 16-bit, a little bit of better graphics, great games, whatnot. Then it was just this 3D console, 4 ports for 4 of your friends to play. Yeah. And these new games that came out like Mario 64 and everything else in 3D. And that was so hype about that game. Even to a point where I still remember because I used to subscribe to Nintendo Power back in the days. So, and I think I had to be about maybe 8 or 10 at that point. I don't remember how old I was when I got an N64. But I still remember when I used to subscribe to Nintendo Power, they used to send people VHSs. So they used to have like the promo VHS of, this is the N64. Like this is the thing that's gonna change the world. It's gonna blow your mind. I still have that VHS. Like it's on YouTube. We could link the video to that. But when I think of that, I think of that tape because that tape, I probably watched it like 1,000 of times because I was so hyped for that game, that console. I really wanted to play it.
Yeah,
I remember to a point. It's basically, I'm gonna make a local reference here. Sorry, y'all, but if you live in the New York tri-state area, you know what I'm talking about because. This was the Palisades Mall. It was like a newish mall at the time.
Probably brand new.
Yeah, probably at that point. And they had it's one of the biggest malls. I think it might be like the second or third biggest mall in the U.S. I don't remember. But they had this store that's not there anymore. I don't know why. I guess business or whatever. But there was a store that you could go into and you played video games for a while and you I guess rented time. And I remember I walked into that store because they had a Japanese Nintendo 64 and people were playing Super Mario 64.
Huh.
And I was like, and of course, I mean, I think it was, even as a kid, I remember it being ridiculous to pay the game. It's like, no, I want to watch somebody play it. And watching that game played, it's like, I want this console so badly. Like, I saw it all around. So for 18 years later, I'm old.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
I say you can call up my mom right now. She'll tell you I ran around the house at least 5 times with that thing in my hand.
What was the game you got? The first game?
Oh God, I don't even remember. What did I get?
Because I don't think I don't remember if the N64 came with a game. I think it was one of the first consoles that didn't come with a game. Like I remember, like the SNES came with like Mario World or Mario All Stars, like the start. The Super Nintendo, I mean the NES had like Mario Bros and Duck Hunt, depending, or if you got robbed the robot, or whatever the case.
Well, I know that my GameCube came with Pikmin and Melee.
Yeah,
that was the bundle there. But I know it was just obviously just a Nintendo 64. I'm trying to remember the first game that I opened may have been, because I know I got a couple games.
Yeah,
it might have been like, Brett Favre's Quarterback Club, or I know I opened
Brett Favre's Quarterback Club.
Yeah, the Brett Favre's Quarterback Club, that was the jam.
Oh, wow.
It was like 95 or 96, like one of those.
Well, it came out in 96, so it had to be like 96, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a 96 game then. And then I also had Perfect Dark.
Really? Wow.
Yes, sir. And because I don't think Smash Bros was out yet.
Yeah, it came out, I think, like in 99 or
yeah, because I remember going out to the store to get that one. No, I definitely went out to the store to get my Smash Brothers 64.
Yeah.
I might have gotten Super Mario Brothers. Like, I'm just trying to remember the games that I had on
the first game I got, I remember, was Mario Kart 64. And I remember being so happy but so sad because I wanted Mario 64, but I got Mario Kart.
Mario Kart was the my first game.
But
the whole reason I got it is because I played Mario Kart at like my friend's house.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, I need this console to play Mario Kart. And so I remember the first game I ever played on my Nintendo 64 was Mario Kart.
Yeah. And yeah, that was my first game too. I was a little upset, but it was like an awesome game because it was better than the Super Nintendo one, because the Super Nintendo one was super difficult for no reason. Like
I never played the Super Nintendo one, so I wouldn't be able to even know.
You try it and you're like, how the hell do you turn in this game? Like, what the hell?
My first ever,
I'm in the grass again.
Well, my first ever video game was Game Boy.
Yeah.
And my first ever video game was Pokemon.
Oh wow.
So that's why I'm a huge Pokemon fanboy, for anyone who doesn't know.
No.
Because it's my first video game ever.
Mm.
My first console was the Game Boy. Game Boy Color, actually. I didn't even have the brick one.
Yeah.
And then my first other console, I guess, was Nintendo 64 with the Mario Kart. So that's how that goes.
Yeah. Well, my first ever video game, I could date myself, but I don't even care because, I mean, it was my sister's console.
Atari!
It was on the Atari. It really was. Because my sister.
Oh, was?
Yeah, it was my sister had owned it. Because I remember getting the NES later, because I was probably like 5 when I got the NES, but I think it was out for like a couple of years already. But I played on the Atari 2600. I played Pitfall. That was my first game ever, and that game was awesome.
Wow,
that game was amazing. I remember when my dad used to rent games for me. I remember the Pitfall came out for the Super Nintendo, and I played it, and then I found out there was a code to play the original Pitfall, because I think we had my dad had thrown out the Atari 2600 for some reason.
Why?
So, I don't know.
What a mistake.
Yeah, I know. Like that happened. I mean, back in the days, nobody gave a shit. That's why I held on to the NES, because I think my sister was gonna let it go, and I kind of took it and made it my own. I was like,
you're not letting that go.
No, I was definitely not letting that one go. Hell no. But I remember playing that game. Like, oh yeah, so I was saying about Pitfall for the SNES. There was a code that you can enter the game, but you could play the original Pitfall. And I used to play that I never even played the actual SNES game. I didn't even care about that. I wanted to play the original Pitfall.
Nice.
And I still have not beat that game. I don't even know what the point of it. I think the point of it's like you have 20 minutes to collect jewels and stuff, and it's like a maze that you're playing in Pitfall. And and not the jewels, but whatever prize money, whatever the hell that's like laying around and stuff.
Yeah, the stuff.
Yeah, and like I really that was an awesome game. And then of course after that I think was like, because I had like the bootleg Pac-Man, I think, like for the Atari and stuff. Like we had a bunch of games. Oh, Popeye was one of my other favorite games for the Atari. That was an amazing game.
Popeye?
Yeah, Popeye. It was a game. It was an arcade game and everything. I think that was a Nintendo game actually. Actually I believe like Popeye was I believe that was actually made by Nintendo, and that was like an originator, because I think that was supposed to be like the Mario Bros. Like version or something like that. Yeah. It was some weird thing where it was supposed to be one thing and it ended up being Popeye or something like that. I don't remember.
Nice.
But I remember those games, and of course the NES came afterwards and stuff.
Nice.
To all the way to the N64. Now we're up to the Wii U. And speaking of the Wii U,
stupid console. It's not a stupid console. It's a stupid name for a console.
I know we've talked about this. It's just dumb. I don't know. Like going into Bayonetta, because we don't have much on Nintendo either. We don't have a lot of news. It's basically like Smash.
This was a very quiet week in news, guys. In case you haven't gotten that.
Yeah. Now, the Star Fox and Bayonetta, there's much more than the costume. If spoilers, I guess, if you want to skip this, you can. But
we'll give you time.
Yeah.
We'll give you 3.
Yeah.
2, 1. Skip it now, unless you want to listen, of course.
Now, of course, there's more to the Bayonetta than just the costume. You could actually fly an R-wing in Bayonetta,
which is totally awesome because we just watched a video on it.
Yeah, and that is amazing. It makes it so hype for the new Star Fox. Like, I want that game
Yeah, right.
now.
I was watching the Bayonetta video, being like, "Wow, I can't wait for Star Fox." Like,
yeah,
we're watching Bayonetta video, and I want Star Fox because of this.
And that was the thing too. It had the rock music of like the Star Fox remix. That was just amazing. Everything was just awesome. And we were talking about because we have a local buddy of ours, Travis, came down. We were talking about games. We're talking about Bayonetta, and how great it is. The first one was how good it was, and that second one is like kind of like dwindling in sales. And it's just like, well. Now, is it really the fault of the Wii U, or is it just the audience of the Wii U?
I'm pretty sure it's the audience of the Wii U.
Because the Platinum Games producer Hideki Kamiya, excuse me, he had to talk to fans again on Twitter because people are always mentioning him and saying, "Oh, bring Bayonetta 2 to the PS4 and bring it to the Xbox One and this that." And he had to talk about how nobody wanted to make this game. Like, here's the story about it. Here's the official story. If you haven't followed him on Twitter, hear this. I think I discussed this in the past, blah, blah, whatever. First of all, we're developers and we receive support from publishers by making games that they request or suggest. As for Bayonetta, we developed the game after signing a deal with Sega. Later, it was decided to also develop the sequel, so we started working on Bayonetta 2. When development had progressed to a certain degree and Sega's situation turned into this isn't a good plan, development had halted temporarily. Without funding, we didn't have the possibility to continue development, but we wanted to get this partially developed Bayonetta 2 available to the public one way or another. So we offered it to various publishers, but as big of a title it was, we couldn't find a partner company. Finally, Bayonetta 2 was about to get completely terminated when Nintendo came and lent a hand, and we were able to restart the development we so desired. Finally, the game was released last week, so in 5 years, we were able to make Bayonetta 2 available to the public. Knowing those circumstances, if anyone's still angry for heading towards Nintendo, I wonder what's the reason for that. Wouldn't you tell me in a way that's easy to understand? As I've said, if you want Bayonetta 2 on the PS4 or the Xbox One, how about trying to ask Nintendo? If Nintendo doesn't say yes, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. While you're at it, try asking for Mario and Zelda 2.
That's a nice response to it, actually.
Yeah.
It's basically saying that in a time where no one wanted to fund us, Nintendo stepped in, so we're grateful to them, and that's why it's on their console only.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And look at it, it was gonna die. Like Bayonetta 2 would never.
It's about
happen.
to be terminated. Exactly. Yeah. He said that. He said it was about to be terminated.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I mean, people still like, I don't care, brave the PlayStation.
And those people are massive jerks.
Yeah, that's true. Gamers. We've talked about the relationship between gamers and developers and how toxic it can be.
Right. Which also we've also mentioned that the Wii U audience is not exactly the best place for mature games to land.
Yeah, because look at how many the biggest selling game right now on the Wii U is Mario Kart 8. There you have to be at least at 1.5 million sales right now, if that, maybe even 2. I don't even remember at this point now. I haven't been keeping an eye on those sales. Bayonetta sold like maybe hundreds of like thousands maybe, or maybe even tens of thousands. I'm not even sure, and that's not so well compared to no, actually. Not even tens of thousands, because tens of thousands was actually when it was released on the PS3 and the Xbox One. It has like 60,000 even in Japan. So there's a couple of thousand being sold, whatever the case may be. So it's just the fact that our people really want those games, those mature rated games, or do they really want Mario Kart again? That type of thing.
I'm pretty sure they want the kid friendly games.
Yeah, but then why is that? I mean, maybe it's just the fact that nobody really expects a mature rated game on a Nintendo
I think
Wii
that's
U.
also why. If I'm gonna buy a Nintendo, I'm buying it for Smash Brothers. I'm buying it for the Super Mario game. I'm buying it for the Mario Kart game.
You're buying it for Nintendo games.
Right, I'm buying it for Nintendo games. I'm not gonna play third-party multi-console games on a Nintendo.
You're not gonna buy Assassin's Creed is not a deal breaker for you when it comes to the Wii U.
If I have an Xbox, I'm playing Assassin's Creed on the Xbox, not my Nintendo system.
Yeah. No, and I think that's how a lot of people feel, though. I mean, it's like, why are you spending, like, you're not buying this console for, the Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed or whatever other big series are out there. You're buying it for Nintendo games, and that's kind of sad because it's like, I don't know when that change happened, whether it happened in during the GameCube era when it was.
I feel like it's always been like that, though.
No, but there was a lot of third-party games that were hot. Even going back to Nintendo 64, there were so many third-party games.
But even then, when I look at my roster of GameCube games that I have, Melee, I had Sonic games, I had I bought that terrible Shadow the Hedgehog game that didn't work out so well. I had Metroid games, the three Metroid games or the two Metroid games that were on there, and I think the third one was on the Wii. But like, I had all my Nintendo games, not all of them, most of them were
on GameCube.
Most of my GameCube games, were Nintendo exclusive. I think I had like NFL Street, which was that's
a throwback.
That's a throwback. Which was multi-console. That might have even been it.
Yeah.
I bought Mario Party games. I had Sunshine.
Yeah.
So it's just like all my Nintendo games all my GameCube games, were Nintendo only, and I had my Xbox. Xbox 360, which I had all my my other games on. Yeah. So to me, Nintendo is exactly that. Nintendo consoles are Nintendo games.
Yeah. And I guess that might have started even with the Wii. Like, I think it was started with the GameCube, but I think it solidified itself with the Wii. Because once you had Wii Bowling, I don't think there was no going back to
Wii Bowling.
Yeah, like, Wii Sports, basically. Like, because the first thing I think about Wii is the Wii Sports. And the first thing I think about Wii Sports is bowling. Because that was like the first thing you saw when it was advertised. Like, you saw the old people playing bowling. Like, oh, I can bowl.
And I can tell you, I only have like 6 Wii games, and I can tell you that they're all Nintendo exclusive.
Same here.
I've got my Wii Sports. I've got my Brawl. Which, I love Smash. I can't. As much as I hate on Brawl, like I can't hate on Brawl.
Yeah,
it's Smash.
I hear you.
I've got Mario Kart. Got Donkey Kong.
Yep.
I got Other M, Metroid Other M.
Yeah.
And I have the new Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all Nintendo. That's all the Wii games I have.
I have just about those games and then some. Maybe like one is Sega because that was Knights. And then Okami, and I think that's it. Like, as far as that, I don't think I had any third-party games. I had, I think, a third-party game, which was Red Steel, but I had to return that because I didn't like that game. That game was pretty bad.
Because it wasn't meant to. Maybe because it wasn't meant to be on the Wii.
Yeah. I actually, I don't know, because I felt like if I had a stick, I can control the first person, like, shooting. Because it was a first-person shooter, but it was like, oh, my God, it's cool. I get to use the Wii remote. I'm actually shooting. And it's like, no, this is awful. It's not
You couldn't use the nunchuck thing?
Well, no, it's the fact that I pointed the screen. It's not going where I want it to shoot. So I'm taking way too long to try to kill people than I should,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. But continuing in that point, if maybe because basically they're banking on Smash Bros. Smash Bros is going to move consoles. There's actually when the Smash Bros game was released, there was an increase coincidentally of 3DS sales. So I wonder why. So obviously the same thing's going to happen to the Wii U version. Now, can the Wii U version also with Smash Bros sell other games like Bayonetta? So
I think it will, because you have people like me who don't have a Wii U, who are clearly planning on getting one for Smash Brothers. I'm also going to buy Mario Kart.
Yeah.
I'm also going to buy Hyrule Warriors. I'm going to buy Star Fox when it comes out. So it's like there are games that I'm going to buy. This is right now, I'm not going to go out and buy a Wii U for those games.
Because
I'm
not
buying
out.
Right. Well, no, but like Mario Kart's out, Hyrule Warriors out, but I'm not going to buy a Wii U for those games. Those are games that, like, to me are like, oh, I'll play those games on the side.
Yeah.
The main game that's going to make me buy a Wii U is Smash Brothers. And then I'm going to buy games for the Wii U because I bought the Wii U.
Gotcha.
For Smash Brothers.
I gotcha. Yeah, so hopefully it'll work out in the end, especially for Bayonetta, because I think looking at Bayonetta and how it is, like I wasn't a fan of it. I'd heard of the game when it came out a long time ago, but of course I didn't own a PS3 or Xbox at the time. I mean, I have a PS3, but why not buy the Bayonetta for the Wii U if I can get both versions?
Conversation started, right?
Yeah.
Bayonetta.
Yep. See, I bring it back. I bring it back, man.
Bring it back.
I know how to do this, man.
Yeah.
So, I mean, why not just get both versions for the Wii U version and just play them both, or even rent them or something? I actually canceled my GameFly, but whatever. But I mean, anyway, like at least try them out because Bayonetta looks like such an interesting game. But I know I don't have the time for it, and I don't have the money for it. I have right now my money's focused on Smash. I even ditched on Hyrule Warriors because I know like. Right now, to me, I feel like it's not worth getting that game yet for me. Even though, yeah, I'm going to be missing out probably on exclusive DLC. But, I mean, at this point, I got to, concentrate on my life and just Smash Bros. At this point. And other games will come later. Especially, I'll probably buy Bayonetta later. And I'll definitely make sure it's not secondhand. Like, I'm not going to buy it off of somebody on eBay. Like, I'm definitely going to make sure that, like, no matter what, it's going to go towards Nintendo and goes towards the developer, in all honesty.
Yeah.
So, a few other things from Nintendo. There's the company named Nexus. They were a mystery developer that because we talked about how there was going to be a Minecraft knockoff. I believe we talked about it in the show, but if you didn't, whatever. But there was going to be a Minecraft knockoff, and apparently now the company's shown it's Nexus. They've worked on the game like Brick Blast U, which I'd never heard of.
Oh boy!
And now the game is actually going to be called U Craft.
Oh boy!
Ucraft, yeah, that's gonna be the Minecraft knockoff for that, and who knows? Maybe it'll bring some success for the Wii U. Who knows? I mean, Minecraft is on like everything at this point, and it's gonna be physically released. Like physical discs are gonna be coming out for the Xbox
There's
One.
There's a difference between Minecraft and Ucraft.
Okay. Well, the name
and also it just I don't know.
Well, you know what?
Minecraft is already a thing.
Well, Ucraft might have Mario in it.
It's going to be like Legos versus Mega Bloks, okay? Let's stop.
Oh my god,
Let's
Mega
stop.
Bloks, wow.
Let's stop. Minecraft is clearly Legos, and Ucraft is going to be the poor Mega Bloks that no one wants.
Mega Bloks is awesome, but Legos were like,
man.
Legos. Going away from Nintendo a little bit, going to unofficial demakes. Someone's demaking the Ocarina of Time. And by demake, I mean they're making a 16-bit version of the Ocarina of Time. Not available for like the SNES. They're not going to sell the game. It's going to be available for free through PC, through download. Right now it's in like alpha, I believe. There's a demo for you to try. We'll link that to you.
How can you make a 2D version of a 3D game?
Well, people have done it. What other things have they demaked? I mean, people demake things all the time. I just can't come up with them. Like, look at even Super Smash Flash. That's technically a demake. It's like a 16-bit version of Smash.
Actually, this looks pretty cool.
Yeah,
it looks really nice. Actually,
yeah. And oh man, what other things have been demade? I really should have prepared a lot more for that because I know there's a lot more demakes. Like even the newer Mega Mans. The Mega Mans, well, not really because they continued that. Because Mega Man 8 was like all animated and it's actually like a 16-bit look, but then it went back to 8-bit with 9 and 10. Like I mean, I know there's like other things have been demade for art, I guess. Like there's 8-bit versions of 3D characters in like newer games or something like that.
That looks really nice though.
Yeah, but sticking with this, I mean, this game looks interesting. Hopefully they can pull it off in the right way. We'll give them a link and stuff. Hopefully Nintendo doesn't shut that down though. That's the other thing.
That's the other thing.
But Nintendo has been good on that because they never shut down Project M,
which I'm thankful for,
and they've never shut down the Mother 3 project.
Yes.
So, and which basically is not even really a bootleg. It's basically a patch.
Translated version of Mother 3.
And not only that, it's a patch. So you can have the ROM for Mother 3. You can just add a patch to it. And you can, and it's all in English now. Not only that, but it reminds me also of Square when, because I don't know if you remember this. There was a Chrono Trigger remake that some guy was making. I don't remember if it was a guy or female, whatever the case was. But he was making Chrono Trigger, but in 3D. 3D polygons, 3D. This was like years ago. I don't remember how long ago this was. That would have been cool. Yeah, like he was doing it for himself. He wanted to make it because he loved the game so much. And Squaresoft shut that down. I think they were still Squaresoft at the time. I don't know if they were Square Enix, but I know they shut it down immediately.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's messed up.
Yeah, and I mean, I know Capcom almost did that with, I think it was Street Fighter X Mega Man, but then Capcom bought it. And then they were like, oh, here's a 25th anniversary of Mega Man and Street Fighter together. Fine.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I downloaded it. It was free. It actually was kind of cool.
Was it?
Yeah. I mean, I like Mega Man anyway, so whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. And now going on to Pokemon, there's some Pokemon stuffs we have. Like the iPad version of the trading card game is out. So if you're going to get it.
Cool.
Yeah. And there's a Pokemon that's released for exclusive download, the Punkaboo. which is it's a supersized Punkaboo, and it looks like a pumpkin for Halloween this month.
Punkaboo's dumb.
I downloaded it just to have it. I don't care.
Yeah, I guess you can, but
yeah,
Punkaboo's dumb.
I know how you feel about that.
Gorgeist is, I don't even know how you pronounce that thing's evolution name. Gorgeist, I think it's called. I don't know. It's dumb too.
And I know you had a story about Pokemon too.
Oh, right. So I guess you can tell that we do this show on Thursdays, most likely.
Yeah.
There was some really cool news today regarding Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
A new Mega Evolution has been announced, and it's one of my favorite legendaries ever.
Which one?
Rayquaza.
Oh, snap.
There's a debate on the name, too.
Really?
Some people call it Rayquaza, but it's actually called the Rayquaza.
Oh, gosh.
Which people are like, oh, how could you call it Rayquaza, whatever. Its actual name is Rayquaza, but has a Mega Evolution, and it looks fucking dope.
Mega Rayquaza.
Yes.
I would say Rayquaza, too. It looks like that's a Rayquaza, not Rayquaza. Rayquaza, maybe.
When I first started calling it, back in the day, the original Ruby Sapphire, I called it Rayquaza.
Yeah.
And then there's this thing called the digital Pokedex.
Yeah.
Where it tells you how to pronounce things. Like, there was a Pokemon.
Well, that should end the debate.
Right. When the official Pokemon released digital Pokedex tells you it's called Rayquaza, that's what its freaking name is, Rayquaza. Just like I used to call Ferrothorn. It's actually Ferrothorn. Whatever. Who knew?
Oh, you were close enough.
Ferrothorn.
That happens.
Whatever.
That does actually look really freaking cool.
It looks like some kind of Chinese dragon thing. It's so dope.
Definitely.
When I saw that today, I wanted to cry because I was so happy.
Tears of joy, man.
So happy.
Well, Steve, this is finally it, man. This is Worlds. This
Worlds,
is the month,
man. Worlds are where it's at.
Yeah, this is the month, man. This is it. It's coming down to the finals soon.
So groups happened. NA almost made me really happy, but of course NA did what NA does and disappoints. NA, of course, being North America.
Yeah.
The region that I am from, the region that I root for.
Even the Chinese players that were there?
Yeah.
Wow.
They started out so hot. They started out 2-0. And they ended off 3-3.
Wow.
Popping out the group, man.
Damn, that sucks.
Or was it even? I think they were 3-3.
It's even.
No, I wasn't sure if they ended 2-4 or 3-3. But either way, they didn't make it.
Yeah.
They tied with Fnatic at the bottom of the group.
Damn.
None of the European teams moved out.
Wow.
European teams.
So it's all Asia?
Asia and North America.
Wow.
We have 2 North American teams
left. That's good.
And then all the Korean teams made it through. All 3 Korean teams.
Yeah.
And the rest are Chinese.
Wow.
China, Korea, North America are fighting for the top, man.
So yeah, and it ends when again?
I don't know when it ends. But all I know is that it's week by week.
Yeah, and now at this point it's not like a constant they're not playing like what every other day they're playing for groups.
They were playing every day. Well, they were playing Thursday through Sunday.
Okay.
And there was the 4 days.
But now it's gonna be like a weekly match.
No.
Oh, it's still 4 days.
It's Thursday through Sunday. We're gonna get through the group, and then we're gonna go. Probably next will be like Friday or something. I don't know. But they're gonna keep going
until
every Thursday. Probably Thursdays, honestly.
Gotcha. Because I was watching a little bit of some of the highlights of it, and even to a point where it got crazy in one match.
That was the Fnatic versus OMG, where it was back and forth game. It went over an hour long. And then Fnatic got chased back, got almost aced. Peke, the mid laner for Fnatic, pushed out OMG by himself, which was crazy. And then when Soaz came up, he teleported to a ward that was by the OMG base, and him and Cyanide, the jungler, because Soaz is the top laner for Fnatic and Cyanide is the jungler, they raced down there, and they got the Nexus 1 hit away from winning. And now you have to imagine, if Fnatic wins that game, they're going to the next round.
Yeah.
They didn't. They 1 hit away.
That much.
They got killed. OMG ran it back, and just that was it. OMG won the game. It was the most. And I stood up. I was jumping around, yelling at
the announcer.
Yeah. Joe Miller was jumping up and down. It was insane. Oh, it was such a crazy game.
See, I was falling a little bit into the hype, and I'm just I don't know what's going on, but this is still freaking awesome. I don't know what just happened.
it was so hyped. But So Samsung Blue and OMG will be moving on from Group C.
Mm-hmm.
Group D was pretty interesting too. It had It had one of the international wildcard teams, the Brazilian team.
Yeah, which
Kaboom Esports, which no one gave them a shot.
But are you gonna tell me good news?
I'm gonna tell you that they took a game off of Alliance,
nice,
a European team.
See, I told you the underdog story, man.
They only took one game.
All right, still that's an underdog story. That's an accomplishment.
They screwed Alliance though.
How so?
Go Lions didn't make it out of the round because they lost to Kaboom.
Well, hey, I mean that's on them. The underdog story, man.
And not only that, at the very very end. Cloud9, which is the team I like to root for,
of course,
because they're the North America's hope.
Yeah,
they took a game off of Najin White Shield, the Korean team, and they brought it back 4-2, 4-2.
Wow!
And they had to play a playoff, and Cloud9 lost.
Wow!
So Cloud9 now has to face the much stronger Samsung Blue.
Damn.
And OMG gets to face Najin White Shield.
Well, that should be an interesting matchup this weekend. I mean, it's probably going on as we speak, or whenever you guys are listening.
It'll be. I mean, well, by the time it gets uploaded, we'll know some results.
Yeah.
But as of this very second, when I'm talking, you have Cloud9 versus Samsung Blue, which I believe the winner of that matchup is going to win Worlds.
Really?
I think they're going to run train through Worlds. So
that's a good way to put it.
Yes.
Yeah. You know what? That's a bold, steep prediction. Another one.
And it's unfortunate too because I don't really Samsung Blue's okay. I don't really like them, but they're strong.
Yeah.
I really want Cloud9 to win. So I feel like that's the hardest one because then the winner of that game faces Samsung White, which is a much much weaker Korean team. Not to say they're weak, but they're weaker. And I feel like both Cloud9 and Samsung Blue would beat Samsung White. You get me?
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm only saying they're going to face Samsung White because TSM has to face Samsung White.
Yeah.
And TSM sucks.
Yeah, okay.
It's like TSM, they do not look good. They're the other North American team that's made it through, and they just don't look good.
Yeah.
I think that Samsung White's going to steamroll TSM. But I think the winner of Cloud9 versus Samsung Blue wins Worlds.
That's
which means the other side of the bracket's completely irrelevant. It doesn't matter.
Apparently,
it's just gonna it's gonna be somebody who faces Samsung Blue or Cloud9 in the finals, which is going to be probably Najin White Shield.
Wow.
Because I think that the matchup there is going to be Starhorn Royal versus Najin White Shield to get into the finals, and I think White Shield's gonna beat Starhorn.
Oh, definitely got to remember that and make some notes of that because I'm definitely gonna call you on that in the next couple of weeks too.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. When My fan bracket, of course, has C9 winning it, but I'm pretty. I think it's going to be a very close series between Blue and Cloud9, but I think Blue's going to take it 3-2.
Yeah,
and I think they're going to move on, and I think they're going to steamroll White, and they're going to steamroll whoever they meet in the finals, which is my prediction of Najin White Shield.
Well, that's the thing too. Steamrolling now in the finals, that hopefully won't be like a Dota 2 steamrolling, right?
It probably will.
Oh,
it'll
man.
be like not close.
Wow.
No, in the finals, if they do face Royal Club, I think it'll be 3-0. If they face White Shield, it may be 3-1, 3-2. But either way, it's gonna be the winner of Cloud9 versus Samsung Blue that wins the whole thing.
Gotcha.
My prediction.
Yeah, and $1 million on the line for first place, and then the million and point whatever after that.
And they also get skins.
No, do they?
Yeah,
nice.
The team that wins Worlds gets skins released, and they get like rings and stuff. Like it's like the Super Bowl.
Crazy.
It's the Super Bowl, man.
Super Bowl.
Like you know how when you win the Super Bowl, you get the ring. Like, you get the ring, and you get like an official Super Bowl jersey for your team.
You get the car.
Oh yeah,
the quarterback gets the car.
I don't know if they get the car, but
and then you get the Disney World, the trip to Disney World.
Yeah, right.
You get that.
But no, like I'm sorry, as far as saying like the skins go.
Yeah.
You get like the official golden Super Bowl jerseys that get released in stores and people that buy them or not.
That's funny.
Based on the champions they play during their run, there would be skins for those most likely skins for those champions with like your team's logo and team's color scheme and stuff.
That's crazy.
They've done it in the past, obviously. They did the SKT ones. They did the TPA ones. Yeah, and then they actually, because it was weird. Because esports weren't that big in season 1 when Fnatic won, they actually just released the Fnatic skins like last week or 2 weeks ago.
That's fair though.
So everyone was like, well, it's not fair because Fnatic won season 1, but they didn't get their rings, they didn't get their skins, they didn't get any kind of recognition. And then also at the time, there was no Chinese teams, there was no Korean teams. It was basically NA versus EU.
Yeah.
And Fnatic won.
Mm-hmm.
But so Riot was like, you guys are right. You were completely right. Fnatic won.
At least they looked
and
out.
they brought
That's
back
really
because
cool.
only 2 people from that roster are still on the team.
Mm.
So what they did was they called back the guys from the roster who played and were like, here's your rings.
Wow.
So Shuche and the other guy, the other guys I don't remember because it's so long ago.
Mm.
So, but it was really cool.
That is pretty
The skins
cool,
are
though.
okay. They're okay.
I gotta see what they look like now. I definitely have to. I'll probably see if I can link them too.
They're okay. I like the Gragas one because he throws the cup.
That's pretty funny.
Because there's the Summoner's Cup, which everyone has had something to do with the Summoner's Cup. Because in TPA they use Dr. Mundo a lot.
Okay.
So Dr. Mundo throws a summoner because he has a cleaver usually, so he throws a cleaver, but he's throwing the Summoner's Cup in this game.
That's funny.
And then actually I don't think there is in the SKT set. Oh yes, there is. Jax, he has like an arm. He usually beats people with a lamppost because he's too strong for real weapons. So they give him a lamppost.
That's funny.
But he beats people with the Summoner's Cup. So.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
Does he? Fuck it. I don't know. I don't know if he does or not, but he should. That'd be cool.
That'd be awesome. I don't
awesome.
care. That sounds awesome.
The SKT skins are really nice. I like them. The Z one especially.
So yeah, we'll talk about that next week again, and definitely keep an eye. Remember Steve's predictions, man.
Cloud9 versus Samsung Blue. Winner takes all.
There you go. Now all our other stuff. This is the lightning round. Oh yeah,
that's a whip. Not
yeah,
a
I don't know how that was.
I don't know. Whatever.
Portal 2, according to research, Portal 2 is better for your brain than brain training software. This is actually a study done by the Florida State University that showed Portal 2 is better for your thinking skills than your average brain training software. Now, here's the thing. The short study took place over 8 hours, so it's not really, like the full picture. But even in that short time frame, it showed that that the games can aid better with understanding of neuroplasticity, the idea that the adult brain can grow and change for better, like through training and constructive methods and whatnot. And they did that, and they tried it against the same 8 hours against the brain training software, and they found that Portal 2 is actually a greater to compare it actually to Luminosity, which is like a website they do that, and they trained it for 8 hours, and they found that Portal 2 was actually the better.
Did you play Portal 2?
I love Portal 2.
I love Portal 2. You know that when that game gets later into the game, there's so much. It becomes so much more complex and everything. I
just loved how complex it got and how complex the story got. Like I really loved how everything played on that game.
I loved Portal 2. I just didn't think it was worth buying it for full price.
I bought it for $20. I don't care.
Oh, that's why. I got it when it was released because I was so hyped for it. I thought it was gonna be an actual game, and then it ends up being just Portal 1, 2.
Yeah, but that's what it was. But not only that, I mean, it was expanded. It was a lot more puzzles. There was a lot more story.
Yeah, but to me, it wasn't worth an actual game.
I wouldn't have cared. It would have been worth like $80 to buy that game. I wouldn't care. I would have given a lot of my money for that. In all honesty,
I regretted paying $60.
Nah, but you don't regret
because
the game,
not only that, it was like I feel like it was almost like 2 or 3 weeks after it was released. It got marked down to half, like $30, and I was like,
sucks.
I was like, wow, that kind of sucks that I paid full for this. But whatever, it is what it is. But it was still a really great game.
Mm-hmm. That it definitely was, and it now makes me want to go back and just play it again because I love that game. I haven't played it in a while though.
And it's good for you too.
It's good for your brain, man.
For your noggin.
Now we talked about virtual reality stuff and everything else. Apparently, you may touch things in VR. There's an experimental hand robotic arm thing that can work with the VR like Oculus or whatnot, and it allows you to interact with things through your hands, like with touching and whatnot. Now, of course, the common joke is the fact that now you could squeeze boobs through virtual reality, but whatever. So who knows where that will go. Hearthstone. You know how that Hearthstone, I guess I hope I'm pronouncing it right?
Hearthstone.
Hearthstone. Some bootleggers made it into an actual card game. They printed out the cards, they made the little thing, and there you go. There's the game now.
I gave Blizzard a year before they made it an actual thing, releasing cards and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because they can make it like the Pokemon trading card game where you can play it online or you can play with the cards.
Same with Magic the Gathering too. Magic Gathering is about the same thing.
Yeah, so I'm surprised that Blizzard hasn't already done that themselves. And it's also one of those things too where if you have the card in real life, you should be able to send in a code or something to get it in the game as well.
I guess. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool actually. Like you buy the cards in real life. I don't know. That might be like too real, or maybe just like a crazy way of doing DLC. But then again, too, Nintendo's doing that, where you buy like the amiibos, and that's basically kind of your DLC in some way.
Yeah.
And even if that's the case, I mean, if Blizzard decided to do that, that'd be pretty cool in some way. Hopefully, there's an audience for that, though. That's the other thing.
So many people love Hearthstone.
But would they actually buy the physical cards? Maybe.
I think people would.
Yeah.
They did the World of Warcraft card game, which I don't think it was that popular, but I'm pretty sure Hearthstone, considering World of Warcraft is its own separate game, and you just have a little spin-off card game of it, whatever. Hearthstone is an actual card game. People, thousands, I'm pretty sure millions of people play Hearthstone for the card game. If you turned it into a card game,
I'd be interested in it. That seems pretty cool, in all honesty.
I mean, I wouldn't play it. I don't like Hearthstone. But
yeah.
It's my own personal thing. People have tried to get me to play Hearthstone. I just tell them, no.
Not even give it a shot?
No.
Is it free?
I think so.
So why not?
You can, it's like, I think it's free, and you can like pay for exclusive cards and stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's free to play, pay to win kind of.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But I don't know. I'm not a big card game person. Anymore.
Well, I feel like the real card games are pretty cool. Like, I don't know if I could ever get into Magic the Gathering, because that was always beyond me.
That game was always a little bit more complex than any other card game. But I played like
Pokemon.
I played the Pokemon trading card game for a little while. I played Yu-Gi-Oh! For a while.
Oh my god, you played Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yu-Gi-Oh! Was actually kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I stopped doing that when I was, 13.
Once you hit the teenage years, it's like, I'm too cool for school, man.
No, I was never too cool for school.
You're just too cool for card games.
I was too cool for card games, not too cool for school.
you went to school as kids. Stay in school, kids.
Yeah, that's right. Stay in school, kids.
Well, if you're a fan of video games, you're most likely in school anyway. So let's not even lie about that.
Really?
Yeah, mostly nerds. Some other people play it, but not really.
No, I hated school.
Who didn't, dude? Come on now.
But like, I really didn't like school.
Yeah, we'll talk about that another time.
I'm just saying. You
who
love school? Like, no, I didn't.
I hated school too, but I went.
Obviously I went. I even pursued higher education. This thing called college.
Yeah, that's how we met. Hey.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there you go. And speaking of Hearthstone, though, just to move on from that awkwardly, the Hearthstone's going to add more than 100 new cards for players to collect. And it's going to be the first expansion for this game. And
of course, Blizzard's doing an expansion.
Of course, why not?
They're the kings of expansions.
The kings of expansion.
You forgot World of Warcraft is a thing.
Yeah,
like 500 expansions.
Well, in Oakland, California, the Museum of Art and Digital Entertainment, they're trying to resurrect Lucasfilm's 1989 game Habitat, which they're calling the first MMO game ever, and they want to be able to bring that back to life, bring it with the technology using a Commodore 64 emulator.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully this will work out. I don't know if there's a lot of interest in it, but if a museum's going to do it, then why the hell not?
Yeah, maybe it'd be cool to play the first MMO
ever. Supposedly.
Yeah, supposedly.
Yeah, supposedly. Going on to here's something. Star Citizen, which was crowdfunded for all these years. This is supposed to be like a crazy ass crowdfunded game, and it got to a point where now it's in the Guinness Book of Records for crowdfunding efforts, and it's not like it's done the most this year or the most out of video games,
the most ever
out of any other thing that's been crowdfunded through anything. It's crossed $55 million in funding. Yeah, and they started it in 2012, this project. And it reached 50 million in August. So
game better be good when it comes.
Yeah, it better be
the best game, the best indie game ever.
Yeah, if not, maybe it's gonna be like the Ojwa or whatever the hell that console was. That was a huge success as far as Kickstarter, but then it just failed as a console. Yeah. And speaking of consoles, one final thing. For some reason, somebody had pointed out on looking at this from this blog, My Nintendo News, that Sears was listing the 3DS as has a built-in GPS. Here's the description: the 3DS has 3 cameras, so that you can get a clear picture every time. Plus, the 3DS allows you to project your games onto images of your room, which is pretty cool if you want to incorporate real-life objects into your gaming experience. That's not really true.
It's not true.
I mean,
they have
the card games.
What is the hell?
AR cards.
AR cards.
Which I played like once. I used one card, but then I have horrible lighting in my house.
Technically they're not lying though, because you do.
But you're not projecting.
You kind of are.
You
kind of are.
Yeah, I guess.
But it's not. It's certainly like very. What's the word I'm thinking of here?
Projected?
No. It's like fuck. I can't think of the word.
Well,
I don't know.
Let's keep continuing with this description. Now, if you want to do something besides game, the 3DS can do that too. You have an opportunity to download games and look at online content from your Nintendo DS. Here's the thing, it went from 3DS to 3DS. Eventually, the DS has a built-in GPS, which means you don't have to buy a separate Garmin or TomTom when you take a road trip. You can also take a trip down memory lane by downloading and playing games from older systems like Game Boy Advance and popular Super Nintendo and NES console systems.
Now that's a damn lie.
That is a goddamn lie.
That's a goddamn lie. And also the GPS thing, this thing could barely open up the browser. You want it to take you somewhere?
It could, basically like it, you can't even load a whole page. Like a page will load and it's like, you cannot load this page fully. Please try again.
God damn it. Whoever was in charge of this either was having a great time trolling or they had no idea what they were doing.
Yeah, it has to be trolling. There's no way. Come on now. The 3DS has a GPS. We talked about how it loads the Miiverse. Like, it barely handles that.
Takes a year to load Miiverse, man.
And I mean, a GPS, my ass. Like we said, the browser takes like another like couple of minutes to load a web page. Come on now. Maybe the new 3DS, not this thing.
Maybe the new 3DS. Maybe it's a subscription for the new 3DS.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. The new 3DS has a GPS.
That'd be sweet. Who needs a phone?
Yeah. Well, that's it for the show.
Is it?
Yeah, we're going to go get Smash Bros. Now, so we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, follow us on YouTube, of course, because that's where you're listening to us on, hopefully.
Two Broke Gamers Podcast.
Yeah, you can follow us on Twitter at 2, that's the number 2, Broke Gamers Pod, and then we talked about our individual Twitters earlier in the show.
We'll say them again, why not?
Yeah, at TAH_Rick, Terrick.
At Steve B. Agilism, it's AGILISM.
It's a word you made up.
It's a word I made up.
Damn.
It's me.
Boom. And yeah, we're going to get Smash. We're out of here.
Oh, wait, what about our blog that we don't use?
Yeah, the Two Broke Gamers Podcast, .wordpress.com. That's going to be eventually worked on at some point in life. It will, because goddamn it, work. That's what it is.
Because goddamn it, work.
Yep. And that's about it. We're getting Smash. I've seen it every time. Smash Bros. Smash Bros. We're getting that goddamn game.
Yeah.
Yeah.